Good morning, YouTube. Well, I finally left Arizona. I've been there since the beginning of November in the van build, with only that brief trip to Death Valley, and left where Jax was in Tucson yesterday morning and made it here into New Mexico. I'm between Lordberg and Deming at this rest area, and this is one of the nicer ones. It's got these shelters with the picnic table, garbage right here. Between the next two down there, there is a spigot, but you're going to need a hose. It's at least 50 feet off, so I got a 50 and a 25. I'm good. There are more shelters over this way that you can stay at. There's at least one just for picnicking, restrooms, and it's far enough off the highway that it's really not a problem with noise. So I will, I'm going to go restock a little bit here in Deming, and then get back on the road, and I should be in Texas, and I'll show you what that stop looks like when I get there. Morning, YouTube. Day 2 or whatever of Texas. I'm in Van Horn, Texas, which about 200 and something miles I did yesterday, and I ended up in this huge gravel parking lot that a lot of trucks like to frequent. It's right behind McDonald's, and right on the other side of the McDonald's is I-10, which I'm getting back on. And one of my morning routines whenever I start out is to do a walk around the bus, make sure all the lights are in front work. I know the one in the middle and the top, it does not. I'm looking over the tires, looking for drips underneath, making sure all the rest of the lights are working. It's just a good practice to get into. That way you don't get stopped for a tail light being out or something like that. Many times I'll turn on the four-way flashers, and that way I know all the directionals are working. I just didn't flip the switches this morning. So back on the road, headed east, about another 3-hour drive, about 200 and some odd miles, thereabouts. So back on the road. So one thing I learned about Texas is first thing in the morning or last thing at night, fill up your tank, because there are stretches where it's a few hundred miles between stations and you don't want to be caught in between with no fuel. So that's my thing. It didn't have to fill up much today. Well, 26 gallons is what I burned up yesterday, so I think that's close to 10 miles per gallon. I don't know. I'll have to look it up. All right, back on the road. All right, so I spent the third night here in Texas at this truck stop about 200 miles outside of San Antonio, and you got the check of the flashers today. Today I think I'm going to push it a little bit, and I'm going to get on the other side of the city. So another cold gray day. Thank you, polar vortex, pushing us all the way down here into Texas. It's like 34 out now. It was at sunrise, it was 31. Hey, at least I'm not back up in New York where it's in the way negatives. All right, back on the road. Hey, YouTube. Well, I didn't show you the rest stop that I spent the other night in. I am now in Katy, Texas. Met my friend Edwin and did a little bit of business. For those people who were concerned about my big old flip phone, I upgraded to a smartphone. So in the future, once I figure out all the little bits and stuff on this phone, hopefully I'll be posting on some things on Instagram. Hey YouTube, Well, made it across Texas and actually all the way through Louisiana, and I'm now in Mississippi. So a few days got skipped in there, actually about a week and a half. I had some mechanical issues. I won't go into it. We got it all fixed. But it definitely, I was basically dead in the water for 6 days, so fighting to get that fixed. Anyway, if you've watched my videos for more than a year, you saw this beach last year. It's between Gulfport and Biloxi, Mississippi. About 25 miles of nice big groomed beach. There's a lot of just pull-offs, which is what I stayed in last year, but the trouble is you're right next to the road. Any big vehicle that goes by would rock the whole bus. Where I am this year is it's an extra wide, like 2-lane pull-off, and so there's a little bit of a buffer between me and the traffic. I anticipate being a little bit quieter sleep tonight, but they do have, where I am, they've got this bonfire pit that I guess you're supposed to book in advance. It's got a couple of benches and a table here, and I'm not sure, this is the only one of these I've seen. There are garbage cans around. It is a public beach. I've always been here in February, so never, other than a few bicycle people and a couple people walking the beach, I don't really see a whole lot of. I happen to have neighbors in another schoolie that like over there. I don't know if the sun is going to block you, so just get to meet them, talk to them, and got a tour. So their tour will be eventually sometime in the late fall. Anyway, I'm going to get back inside where it's warm. It's starting to cool off a little bit here as the sun goes down, and we'll get on the road to the Schoolie Swarm again tomorrow. And I'm a little bit ahead of schedule, so there may be a stop or two between here and there, but we'll see. See you later, YouTube.